Yo, how goes it? Yeah, it's been a few days. It's been quite an exciting break week. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, and I'm not gonna get too much into it here. If you are interested in what's been transpiring on Twitter, go follow me on Twitter, go through my tweets, and you should get the gist of it, but just know that it was impossibly gaping. One Piece chapter 1041, obviously we were on break last week, so there was nothing to consume necessarily in regards to One Piece. Something I guess I'll mention here is that I caught up to Demon Slayer. Well, I read the manga, at least. That's all I'll say. Maybe I'll make a full Demon Slayer video at some point, giving my thoughts on the entirety of the manga, but one thing I'll say though about Demon Slayer, after what's happening right now in the anime, the next season is going to be spectacular. It's going to be fire. Then, you know, things. But One Piece chapter 1041. Well, okay, wait. Before we get into that, there are a few things I want to talk about. The community is a weird place because every break week we find something to either complain about or talk about or just shit on another One Piece YouTuber. And, you know, it's become a thing. It is what it is. It comes with the territory. This past week, it was clickbait. And clickbait is always going to be a topic in regards to YouTube. And I promise, I'm going to get to the One Piece chapter 1041 predictions. Like, yo, shut the fuck up. Can we get to the predictions? My niggas, I got y'all. But predictions. Clickbait is always going to be a thing on YouTube because people just don't know what they want. All right, let me break down real quick. There's nothing more irritating, I would say, than going to watch a video or a tutorial on some shit and then it's like you getting rickrolled. But there's nothing more pleasant than going to watch a video than getting not necessarily what you expected, but something a little better. It's like you like a girl, you see that she got a fat ass, but you really don't see up top. All of a sudden, she turns around, she has double D's. God has blessed us. Not quite the same thing, but you catch my drift. But YouTube has kind of forced this culture because of things that they have in place. And again, it's a very competitive market. Another thing though, YouTube does punish bad clickbait. Like retention is a big thing. So therefore, if somebody has bad clickbait and people aren't watching, then that video doesn't get recommended as much. Of course, we see bad clickbait videos that have a lot of views. I mean, that's just really good clickbait. You just got to give it up to them, right? They just did a really good damn job. Somebody get them so I can hire them. However, clickbait is not going away, okay? People competing, people trying to pull you in, it's marketing tactics. Everybody does it. Have you seen McDonald's and their meals, or even just fast food places, how their meals look in comparison to when you get it? Like, I'm like, oh my God, that is beautiful. Then you realize even for some beer companies, right? When you see the beer in the cup and it's like all foamy, apparently they use like shaving cream to make you look better on TV. It's weird, but those are marketing tactics. That's how you pull the consumer in, right? So unfortunately, it's not going anywhere. The more you're on YouTube, the more you can kind of sift through what's bullshit and what's not. But then you kind of look at the content creator, right? Depending on the content creator, you're like, yeah, this could be bullshit, but I fuck with you, right? Anyway, predictions. So just to be straight up, the Long Kid versus Big Mom fight, if I gave it a rate of 1 to 10, right, I'll probably give it a -4. I'm lying. I'm joking. Probably like a 7, 8, something like that. Like I appreciate One Piece more every time I read something else or watch something else. How Oda goes out of his way to develop story elements, right? As opposed to fighting, right? Because it's so odd. That's not odd. That's just how humans are. We always want what we don't have, right? Then when we get, it's kind of like the grass is greener. I'm reading another manga, not Demon Slayer, and it's just a lot of fighting, right? It's a lot of fighting, and I'm reading it, and I'm like, can we stop for a second? Okay, just stop. Let's just talk for a second. Some dialogue. And I'm like, holy crap. I remember in One Piece when I used to talk about, yo, I want more fights in One Piece. And I think One Piece has a great balance in regards to fights and story. The thing with One Piece, though, is that some of the altercations, they just don't really live up to the hype. But some do. Some absolutely do. This Big Mom and Kid versus Big Mom and Law. No, Law and Kid versus Big Mom. It felt appropriate. Right? Law stole the show, in my opinion. He's just unbelievably broken. The OP no Mi, I think that's probably the devil fruit that the name, they think it means operation. It just really means overpowered. Swear to God. But seriously, that it's on another level, and it made the fight for me. Kid has done some cool things as well. I'm not going to dwell on Kid right now. Like, it's low-hanging fruit. Like, when you just pick on the same thing that's been going on, it's just like, it gets old, and I think it's old right now. So for Kid, I'm now like, yo, Kid, I just want him to win. I want him to win and do whatever people don't expect him to do just because it's just like, low-hanging fruit. I'm kind of tired of it. Now, off of that chapter, the only thing that seems to be remaining is Luffy versus Kaido. And I had said that I was more so expecting more from Law and Kid versus Big Mom than Luffy versus Kaido because we know how that's going to go. It's going to turn into a brawl, and that's Luffy's field. That's what Luffy does. That's where he thrives. So I never felt like, so for Kaido, you're walking into a situation that I don't know if you have any control over at this point, right? You're walking into what Luffy does really well. Throw hands, right? Just without any thinking, throwing hands. And Luffy's gonna come out on the winning end of that. The only thing I'd say though, is that I better get a goddamn Kaido backstory. I better get that. I need that. Now this upcoming chapter, people are like, what are predictions? All right, this upcoming chapter, we get some Luffy versus Kaido, I believe. But also Oda got to wrap up some of the other things going on. The Orochi stuff, right? Because in the last chapter, he gave us some glimpses of what was going on with the big explosion and all that. Like, okay, these are things that's going on. Now, we know what we want, right? We know what we want. We want Zunisha stuff, right? And we got some in the last chapter talking about Zunisha and Joy Boy being compadres. And I've seen numerous theories on that about like exactly what Zunisha is, what Zunisha did to Joy Boy. I've seen some weird ones too. That Zunisha and Joy Boy were married and they got divorced. Huh? But for the most part, I've seen some solid ones as well. That's what we want. We want some more insight on that, but we're not gonna get that right away. But there's some other things going on too, right? What the Gorosei said about this devil fruit. We want some more about that too. So Oda's gonna play with it. We got the, again, the Hiyori and Orochi stuff. I think they gotta get wrapped up. Where the hell is Denjiro? That's the first thing. Where is Kawamatsu? Yukimaru, I wonder where he is as well. And then Zoro. There's some other stuff going on with Zoro. I'm like, Zoro's falling and no one's there to can we help Zoro? You know, I don't think Zoro's gonna die. Like, Zoro doesn't die. But I need my boy rescued, okay? You've seen the joke. Zoro, when death is this way, he's gonna go the other way. That's why he hasn't died yet, blah, 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 blah. I think I agree with that. I still think he's going through his trial by fire with Enma. He's gonna become the king of hell, all that different stuff. That's just what he does, right? That's what Zoro gonna do. And that's something I'm really interested to see where Oda goes with it, because it's like, again, we're seeing him fall, but I think internally he's still dealing with this Grim Reaper, right? He has to overcome that to actually live, and it may have something to do with Enma. We're not really sure there, but it's interesting. Brook and Robin running away, CP0, they're still around. We got to see what happens with them. So it's a lot of things that's going on. So Oda, I don't think we're just gonna get Luffy versus Kaido straight up. We're gonna get some of the small parts, but we do need a Luffy versus Kaido update. So I think we definitely get that next chapter. Yes, something I also want to address is the fact that Big Mom, I don't think she's done. I think Big Mom definitely makes a return. Luffy probably is going to be want to beat her. You guys, if you've been following the channel, you understand how I feel about this, where I'm like, Luffy doesn't necessarily have to beat all the Yonko, because it's just like, somebody else can get some W's. Technically, Kid and Law got the W, right? But Luffy's going to be want to put her into the ground, and it's Luffy's show. Like, the sooner you realize that, the better it is for you, and you understand that, hey, Luffy's on another level, and the only person that can really compete with him right now is Blackbeard, right? In regards to the worst generation, at least. But Big Mom will make a return. I think the Elbaf thing is all but expected. Like, she's going to Elbaf as well. Like, after the fight is over, Big Mom is going to be like, all right, the Straw Hats are here, I'm going here. Like, or somebody comes from out of the mirror world, maybe Katakuri, and they take Big Mom, and then she's like, no, I gotta go to Elbaf. I'm not done with Straw Hat. You're like, oh, you just got your ass whipped. Why would you go back? I'm not done with Straw Hat yet. Like, all right, fine. Katakuri's like, go ahead, go do your thing. When you die, I'll just become the captain. And Paraspero's somewhere in the corner like, what are you talking about becoming the captain? I'm gonna become the captain. And Smoothie's like, what are you talking about, Paraspero? You weak as fuck. You lost to a dog. No, actually a cat. That's not a bad thing. The minks are strong. Anyway, wow, that was interesting. I expect a pretty good chapter, right? Because we're getting towards the climax, right? A lot of great things are coming, and I genuinely can't wait. I did see an article recently. It's about Japanese people being upset with Oda and his breaks. I was like, what the hell? Japanese people? Like, I've seen people in the US like complain about Oda and the breaks he's taking, but Japanese people now complaining about the story, and it's like, whoa, that's something we got to talk about. But guys, I missed you guys. I appreciate you pulling up and listening to me talk about this chapter that's not out yet, but it will be out, Lord willing. Give me your thoughts. What do you expect to happen in chapter One Piece? What do you expect to happen in One Piece chapter 1041? We back, all right? We're going to be dropping content frequently again. Okay, you guys be safe. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Follow me on Twitter at BragoDAce. Follow me on Instagram at BragoD.Ace. Thank you to my patrons. I appreciate you guys all so much. Again, guys, be sure to like and subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
I start doubting me, I felt lost.